Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? I don't know why I said yo, yo, but what's going on? Thought I would come live tonight. Blake, I'm giving Blake all kinds of material already, but yeah, I thought I'd come on live tonight because I didn't feel like watching Kirk Cousins play football, so at least not prime time. So yeah, thought we'd talk some horror. Got a fun topic tonight. We're gonna go through all the movies on Tubi in the horror section. We're gonna talk the good. We're gonna talk the bad, and we are gonna talk the absolutely ridiculous. So, in a moment here, right now, I'm gonna bring up the horror section on Tubi, and we're just gonna go through it. So, before we get to that, let's get to the chat. New channel moderator Blake is in the house. What's up, Blake? Allie Girl, loyal channel member here, says happy Thursday. Watching Sleepaway Camp 3. Nice. I've never seen any of the sequels to Sleepaway Camp. Blake is watching Kirk Cousins. Real Dead's here. What's up? Savage Zombie Reviews. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Real Dead Josh is also watching the Vikings and Eagles. Go Vikings. Not a Vikings fan, but I'm not an Eagles fan at all. So, yeah. So go Vikings for me. All right. Let's get right into this, guys. I don't like to waste a lot of chit-chat time, but I'm just going to go through this Tubi list. We got a lot of movies to go through. Like I said, there's a lot of good on Tubi. There's a lot of bad. And most importantly, there's a lot of crazy, fucking ridiculous movies. So we're going to go through. We're going to talk about them. Tell me which ones you've seen, which ones you want to see. And then we're going to get into the synopsis of some of these absolutely ridiculous ones that pop up here. For those of you that don't know, Tubi is a streaming service, like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, etc. But it's free. So all these movies I'm going through, you can watch for free, which is pretty damn cool. Like I said, there's a lot of ridiculous ones. There's a lot of, just batshit crazy ones that you never heard of. They got original stuff, which is not very good, but it's fun. And like I said, it's free, especially with, Netflix raising its prices. I just got a notification from Hulu the other day where it's going up to $17.99 a month. When I saw that, I was like, fuck you. It seems like our greatest fears when we all cut the cords are coming true, where, we try to get rid of basic cable because it's $150 and we're going to have 10 streaming services. They're going to add up to $150 or $200. So utilizing Tubi is an excellent resource for you, especially these times when we're all a little bit short on cash. So, all right, let's get into this. Savage Zombie Reviews says they don't have Tubi in the UK. That stinks. That stinks. What time is it in the UK? It's got to be like 5 a.m. No, probably like 3 a.m., right? I think they're 6 hours ahead of me. Okay, let's get right into this. All right. Terrifier, the OG Terrifier. Obviously, Terrifier 2 came out this year. I still haven't seen Terrifier 2. I'm mixed on Terrifier. It's not bad, but it's a little too grotesque for me. 2 a.m. here, mate. Savage Zombie Review says, okay, that's acceptable. You just go home from the bar, because that's probably what I'd be doing at 2 a.m. if I was not sleeping. But so they got Terrifier. We got the Hannibal series, Halloween 2018. Here's one. We got, what is this? The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2. Okay, so that actor looks familiar. Here's a good one here. 30 Days of Night. This stars Josh Hartnett. Have you guys ever seen 30 Days of Night? It's like a vampire movie set in Alaska, I believe, where there's 30 straight days of darkness, hence the title. It's pretty good, and the vampires are pretty intense. So I would suggest that if you're a fan of vampires, it's a movie you should check out. And then we got Stephen King's It miniseries from 1990, which I always love. I got a lot of nostalgia with that. I was just a young child when that came out, and I remember watching it on, I think it was ABC, and it was a really big deal. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, we got the original Meet the Blacks. So these are horror comedies, it looks like, which makes sense because that actor that I recognize is definitely a funny guy, if I recall. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting to some good shit. Vacancy. I was just talking about this movie last night. Vacancy is kind of like The Strangers, which is right next to it. But in my opinion, I actually like Vacancy better than The Strangers, which I know is blasphemy. Have you guys ever seen Vacancy? It stars Luke Wilson, Kate Beckinsale. Essentially, I'm not going to ruin the whole movie for you guys, but essentially they go to a hotel. They're having some marital issues. They go to a hotel and turn on the TV, and they see people being murdered on TV. It's like fucking like torture porn almost, where these people are being murdered, and they realize it's actually in the room they are in. So they got to avoid all these people in the room that they're in. Ronnie is in the house with a super chat, $1.99. Thank you, Ronnie. Says 30 Days of Night. Remember liking it. Terrifier, thumbs down. Yeah, Terrifier is kind of it's kind of an acquired taste. I know it's huge nowadays with horror fans, but for me, like I saw the one kill in there, and you know the kill I'm talking about, and it's like I can't even watch that shit, and it's just weird. But I get the appeal. You know, Art the Clown has the potential to be, you know, a horror icon. But yeah, 30 Days of Night, really, really good. Ronnie, thank you so much, buddy, for the super chat. I'm excited to see. I know a lot of people that are aware of your channel is excited to see Ronnie and Blake on the All the Good Names Are Taken podcast. Tomorrow they are dropping their review of Friday the 13th Part 6. And the kicker is they have Vincent DeSante with them. So Vincent DeSante obviously is the guy that is, you know, responsible for Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, and Never Hike Alone 2. So it's a good, exciting review that they're reviewing Friday 6 with Vincent. Another super chat, this one from Blake from All the Good Names Are Taken podcast. Thoughts on the 1986 Space Challenger? Dude, the fact that was filmed on TV, those of you who don't know, the 1986 Space Challenger, and you know, my details might be a little fuzzy here because I'm not an expert, but it was a space mission that they were bringing a kindergarten teacher on, and it was a big deal. And they're showing it to, you know, kids in school because it's a big deal. They're having this teacher go up into space. That's awesome. So live in school, they're showing the Challenger take off. And it fucking blew up. All these kids in the 80s are watching this, excited that, you know, to see that a teacher go to space, and it fucking blows up on live TV. Fucking insane. It's a cool part of history, although it's kind of sad and crazy, but it's a cool part of history, Blake. Thanks for the super chat. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to continue. I'm going to get to some chats here as we go. Shape of Horde podcast in the house. What's up, bud? How you doing, buddy? Entertainment Wizards here as well. How you doing, man? Entertainment Wizards seeing Friday 6 on the big screen next month. That's cool. That's really cool. I've never seen that on the big screen. Ronnie, you were actually in kindergarten watching it on TV. Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. All right, let's continue here. So talked about Vacancy. That's awesome. The Strangers, like I said, I like Vacancy better than The Strangers, but Strangers is awesome. Triangle. What is this? Fear Comes in Waves. What the fuck is this? Let's dive into this triangle because this could be interesting here. Let's just look at the synopsis, okay? We're not going to watch the trailer. It says, a woman's yacht trip turns into terror when she hits a storm and her group is forced to board a seemingly deserted ocean liner to get safety. Okay. So Triangle. I'm sold on that synopsis. Like first of all, I'm a sucker for shitty shark movies. And I know this isn't a shark movie, but it's at sea. I'm just a sucker for shitty shark movies. I like Sharknado. I know it's not good, but I enjoy it. I put it on and I have fun with it. And that goes for a lot of shitty shark movies. So Triangle, it's not a shark movie, but they're lost at sea and there's probably some ghost ship vibes to it. I'm sold on that. Okay. Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween remake. We got Hemlock Grove. Looks like a wolf is eating somebody whole. Let's continue. Sinister. Sinister is one of the scariest movies that's come out in the last 30 some odd years. I don't know if you guys haven't seen Sinister. I would highly recommend that you see it. Stars Ethan Hawke. It's fucking fantastic. Jeepers Creepers 2. I still haven't seen any of the sequels. I like the original a lot. I'm not even going to get into the director. I know. The OG Texas Chainsaw, the house that Jack built. I actually just watched this one. This one's interesting. House that Jack built. It stars Matt Dillon as a serial killer, and it's very odd. He's just an odd guy throughout this. I wouldn't call it a good movie, but it's memorable enough. So yeah, I just watched that maybe a month and a half ago. All right, we're gonna go through the lines here, and then we're gonna get to the chat. Get Out, Jordan Peele. I don't know if that's Peele's first film or not, but Get Out is, it's one of the newer classics here. And then it looks like The Last House on the Left remake. All right, I'm going to pull up the next ones here that we're going to get to. We're just going to start looking for some ones that I know, or ones that are just so fucking ridiculous that we gotta see more of it. And tell me as we go along if you guys have seen these. Okay, got the next line up that we're going to talk about. Let's get to the chat. Entertainment Wizard says, doing pretty good. Managed to score an OG Halloween 2 poster. Perfect timing before he heads to H45. Dude, jealous on 2 counts of you there. Wish I was going to H45 and an OG Halloween 2 poster. Wow. That's awesome. Blake can't afford Tubi. I'm sorry, buddy. I know. His daughter is making him watch Cars 3 on Disney Plus. I didn't know there was a third one. I've seen the second one. Not very good. Real Dead can't stand Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. So I can't stand the second one, and I can't stand the first 45 minutes or so, especially the first 10 minutes of the original. I've grown a little bit of appreciation for Rob Zombie's original Halloween, but I'm with you. They're not true Halloween movies. Ronnie says Jeepers Creepers 2 is very underrated. Okay. And Tommy has actually seen that Triangle movie. Okay. All right. Real Dead loves Get Out. And Bud says we need to talk about how great the Texas Chainsaw Next Generation is a masterpiece. Yeah, about that. I don't think so, man. Matthew McConaughey, Renee Zellweger are great actors, but yeah, I'll have to give it another shot for you. All right. Next, we got Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I was just talking about this movie last night over on Bud's channel, the Shape of Horror podcast, when we were talking about our top 10 standalone horror movies. Autopsy of Jane Doe is awesome. Train to Busan, another good movie that's pretty recent, came out in 2016. It's a zombie movie. It's got subtitles, so you got to work your way through that. But it's really, really good, and it packs a nice emotional punch. Hannibal Rising, haven't seen. Evil Dead 2, that's usually everyone's favorite in the Evil Dead franchise. And then we got Horns, starring Harry Potter himself. Interesting. All right, let's see what else we got here. Anything popping out here? Nothing on this one. We got Jeepers Creepers, which I said I'm a fan of. Blake says nobody mentions Evil Dead 2 when talking about great posters. Let's get up here. That is a great poster. It's got the skull with kind of the human eyes. I agree. Hey, Scott, how you doing, man? Scott says Tubi movies are fun, especially the Tubi original movies. Yeah, like I said, the Tubi original movies, a lot of them are not good, but they're also not good in an entertaining way where you can kind of take something like, oh, that was fun. And it's nice to watch other stuff, That's why I'm doing stuff like this, because I don't just want to talk Halloween every fucking time I go live. Like you guys know me, I love Halloween. I love the franchise. But it's nice to talk about other shit. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got next here. We're not getting to the ridiculous ones yet. We might have to dive a little deeper. House of 1,000 Corpses, I Spit on Your Grave, the remake, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Idle Hands. Idle Hands is an awesome horror comedy. Devin Sawa, Jessica Alba, Seth Green. It's great. This movie, which I can't even read the fucking title, and The Crooked Man. All right, we need to dive into The Crooked Man here. We need to see what this synopsis is about. The poster intrigued me. It says, Olivia returns home after 6 years and a string of unusual deaths lead her to believe she's being haunted by a mysterious force from her childhood. Okay, sounds like the poster is way more interesting than the movie. That for me is getting a thumbs down, but the poster's cool looking. Okay, here we go. The Sand, the beaches killer. Now we're getting to some ridiculous shit. This is what I'm here for. Let's read the synopsis of this. All right. The Sand. After an all-night graduation party, college students awaken to a carnivorous beach that devours anything with a heartbeat that touches the sand. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking intrigued. Are you guys intrigued by this? Am I like crazy here, or does this sound entertaining as fuck? Like it's not Citizen Kane, right? A lot of these movies, that I'm gonna bring up tonight are not gonna be great movies, but it's fun to watch shitty movies sometimes. The sand is gonna be devouring these people. You're gonna have chicks in bikinis. You're gonna have assholes in boats, and you're gonna have them sinking in the sand, being devoured. How is that not entertaining? Tell me what do you guys think? Am I crazy, or does the sand sound pretty fun? All right, we're gonna get back, and then we're gonna get to the chat. Jesus, Blake. Real Dad says Idle Hands has a great cast, plus it's a fun movie. Underrated. Yeah, it's a very good horror comedy. Very good. Jesus, you guys. All right, let's continue here. Would you rather All Hallows Eve? If you guys are a fan of Terrifier, watch All Hallows Eve. It's like a anthology, right? And it's got like a few different stories, and this babysitter is babysitting these children, and she finds a videotape. Like someone sent it to her or something. She finds a videotape, and it's all these like little shitty little Art the Clown clips almost. And there's certain times where he's just butchering people as Art does, and it's a lot more low budget than even Terrifier is. But he'll like look at her through the TV, and he ends up being like real because she watches videotape. I like it way better than Terrifier. I think it's really creepy and fantastic. All right, let's continue here. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I just watched this the other night. I love this movie. It's so fun. It's a ridiculous concept, but man, is it fun. It is really, really fun. All right, let's wait. We're at our first Tubi original. Let's see what this is. Play Dead. Came out this year. It says a woman breaks into a morgue to retrieve evidence related to a fumbled crime to learn the coroner uses the morgue as a front for a twisted business. Sounds more thriller. Could be okay. I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold. We got Look Away. Doesn't intrigue me. All right, now we're getting to some stuff. The Pusiki tapes. Don't know what that is. Let's find out. Police discover hundreds of hours of videotaped murders, opening a nightmarish window into the mind of a monstrous and prolific serial killer. All right, so if you're a fan of serial killer movies, that could be good for you. All right, another original. This one might have sold me already because, like I said, I love shitty shark movies. Let's see what this one's about. A group of friends race stolen jet skis. I love jet skis too. This is right up my alley. I love stealing too. Out to sea and get stranded after a head-on collision, leaving them helpless in predator-infested waters. This one sold me. I'm intrigued as hell by that. You're stealing jet skis, you're crashing, and you got fucking sharks. That's what I want in a movie. That is cinema. Boogeyman 2, Cryptide, American Mary, and Boogeyman 3. American Mary. That sounds familiar. All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I'm going to pull up the next ones we're going to be going through. Interesting. Okay. Let's see where we left off here. Just a couple here. Scott says Play Dead was a very good movie. Very bloody. Okay. Very bloody. Interesting. Guess I was wrong. And I think this is probably Josh. I don't know if this is Josh or Mike, but I think it's Josh. Says love stolen jet skis. Yeah, man. Who doesn't want a jet ski? Probably expensive. All right, let's see what we got here. Nothing really intriguing. The Ninth Gate is an interesting movie with Johnny Depp. As Joseph the Horror Guy's here. Hey, Joseph, how are you? Good to see you, pal. The Ninth Gate's a very interesting movie. It's Roman Polanski. Uh, it's really interesting. Johnny Depp's like a book verify. I can't remember, like a book historian. And he's got to see, there's these like books in the occult. It's interesting. It's interesting. All right, good. It is, Josh. Okay. Let's see here. Bait. This is one I literally just watched this. It's basically people get stranded in a supermarket after a tsunami, and it's filled with water, and there's a shark in there, and it's got Julian McMahon from Nip Tuck. It's not very good, but like I said, I'm a sucker for shark movies. So this one, it was entertaining enough. I still have not seen Escape Room. I remember seeing that preview in the theaters for that, like way back when. Like, looks like it came out 6 years ago, so it would have been around that time. Still haven't seen it. Possession, Twilight Zone, something else, and Ouija. All right, we're going to get to the next ones. Let's get to the chat real quick here. Here's an interesting question. From Blake. It says, hey, Nick, thoughts on a new John Carpenter series on Peacock in October? I predict it's shit. Probably a fair prediction, first of all. And Bud just texted me about this literally right before I went on air, so I don't have a lot of details on it. But it sounds like it's, I don't know if it's improv or something, but it sounds interesting. Will I watch it? It's John Carpenter. You're goddamn right I will. And John Carpenter, for me, has a great track record. But that track record was 38, almost 40 years ago at this point. I'm a big fan of Vampires from 98, I believe. But other than that, in the 90s, In the Mouth of Madness, everyone loves. I think it's okay. I think it's decent. I love Sam Neill. I think it's decent. I think it's probably a little overrated. But other than that, ever since, the 90s, Carpenter hasn't really had anything good. But I'll be curious. Now, I'd be really curious and intrigued if John Carpenter could convince his buddy Kurt Russell to come back, and Carpenter and Russell could kind of have one more go round. That would be cool. Scott says, can't believe Faye Runaway did the bye-bye, man. Yeah, no kidding. And Scott says that's a different Escape Room. That movie was with Skeet Ulrich and Sean Young, and it was horrible. I didn't know Skeet was in there. Okay. Real Dead says La Llorona was shit. So boring. Yeah, I heard it's just jump scare after jump scare. Blake, you're a fan of Ghost of Mars? So I've only seen that once. It was in the theater, and I fell asleep. Granted, I was in my teenage years, and I was stoned. So I haven't really, yeah. So maybe I'll give it another shot. It's got Ice Cube, Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get on to the next one here. We got Rogue. Just looks like some kind of vampire movie. Here we go. Let's look at the Haunted Trail. This looks familiar, or this looks intriguing, I should say. Let's see. A group of friends receives the surprise of their lives when they realize there's a bona fide killer on the scene of a local haunted house attraction. Okay, so it's kind of like Haunt. Okay, Trap House, Tubi original. Let's see what this is. Cool name. A detective falls victim to a trap house full of twisted gadgets made to dismember intruders as he hunts the meth lord who killed his brother. That sounds exactly like The Collector. La Llorona, we just talked about. Hell House, I've never seen any of the Hell House movies. And Savannah Haunting, it's probably just another run-of-the-mill haunting movie. All right, I'm going to continue on. Tell me if you've seen any of these. Human Centipede 3. I can't watch that shit. I just can't. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. The Farm. They're dying to meet you. Let's see what this one's about. This one seems like it's up Blake and Ronnie's alley. When a young couple on a road trip are kidnapped by local farmers, they become livestock on a farm where humans are the main dish. Interesting. Not really, but okay. Another Escape Room movie, another Human Centipede movie. Evil Lambs Have Teeth, and Children of the Corn. Okay. Here we go. I'll just talk. No, is that vampires? What does it look? Oh, it's like a sequel or something, or a spin-off. Didn't know that existed. The Lazarus Effect. Never heard of that. Scott says Eric Roberts did Human Centipede 3. Did he? That's crazy. That is crazy. Trinket Box, Amityville Curse, Cabin Fever is a decent one as far as you know being horror movies in the woods. It's kind of like body horror. That's interesting. Let's see anything interesting here. No, although Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack they were in 1408 together. The Collector is an interesting movie. There's the Collector and the Collection. It's kind of Saw-ish, where there's these traps that are set and they're very like gory. So that's kind of where it turned me off a little bit. But yeah, okay. Real Dead says John Bon Jovi was in that vampires movie. Was he? Okay, that might be worth the price. That is John Bon Jovi. Yeah, that might be worth the price of admission, especially when the price is Tubi for free. Joseph the horror guy says, "Do you got Halloween or do you got the Halloween 4 poster of Danielle Harris?" I do not. I have like right above my head. I have like an artwork poster of Halloween 4, and it's got like Meeker and Danielle Harris and Ellie Cornell and obviously Loomis and Myers and stuff like that. But I don't have a Halloween 4 poster with actually Danielle on there. That'd be cool. All right, let's see. Here we go. Scott's a good resource for some of these obscure horror movies. He's talking about ATM here. It was a good movie. 3 people trapped in an ATM machine with a killer trying to kill them. Okay. Looks like the killer's got some urban legend vibes to it with that outfit. All right, let's see if we can find. Here we go. I got a couple I want to talk about here, or at least one here. Let's talk about the Bunnymen Massacre. I've been saving this. I saw this. I haven't seen the movie, but I saw it available a few weeks ago, and I was like, I gotta save that for Easter. It says a chainsaw wielding slasher in a rabbit suit strikes a deal with a local shopkeeper to supply him with human meat for beef jerky to sell in his store. That is a definition of ridiculous. But I'm gonna watch it around Easter time next year. Has anyone ever seen the Bunnymen Massacre? Taking of Deborah Logan. This is an interesting movie. I saw it maybe 9 months ago, a year ago. First half of the movie, I was not sold on it and I was about to give up on it. And then it got interesting. And then it got even more interesting. And then it got batshit fucking crazy. I don't want to read it, but it's this old lady that kind of becomes possessed. And there's a couple paranormal investigators there. And they're trying to either prove it or disprove it. And it's pretty interesting if you can make it through the first 30 or so minutes. The My Bloody Valentine remake, fucking terrible. Jensen Ackles, Kerr Smith. I love Kerr Smith. He was in Dawson's Creek. He was in what the hell was he in? He's in another movie that is really good called The Forsaken. That's a good vampire movie. But he was in a few. He was in what's it called? Final Destination. But Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. I think he's a fucking terrible actor. I think he's god awful. I know people love him. I know I'm gonna get shit for talking shit about him, but I think he's god awful as an actor. He's like a poor man's Ryan Reynolds. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that movie. Shark Waters, like I said, I'll watch anything shark related. Lake Mungo, I've heard is pretty decent. And then we got Hellfest and Hell House, and then another La Llorona movie. All right, let's see. You guys are cracking me up in the chat. Okay. So Suspiria, I've never seen Suspiria. I have to admit, I have never in my life seen Suspiria. And I know it's a important film for horror, and it's a movie that I probably need to watch. But I just haven't gotten around to it. The Lost Tribe. All right, look at this poster for The Lost Tribe. Tell me that doesn't look interesting. It's got some Predator feels. We got some skulls on spikes, kind of like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Let's see what this one's about. Shipwrecked on a remote island, a group of friends discover they are being hunted by a tribe of monstrous, flesh-eating, evolutionary throwbacks. All right, this is one that I'd give a thumbs up to based on the synopsis. I'm intrigued by that. Sounds interesting. Allie's a Jensen Ackles fan. Sorry, Allie. I knew you would be, Allie. I just fucking knew it. I knew you were going to speak up. Uh, it's okay. I don't go that way, so I'm not going to comment. But I assume, I'm pretty sure you're not alone in those thoughts, Allie. Scott says Suspiria was awesome. I've never seen the reboot with Dakota Johnson though. I didn't know there was a reboot. Interesting. But agrees that Suspiria is fire. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Like I said, I know it's important. I know it's a movie that a lot of people bring up, especially like with the imagery and things like that. So I'll have to check it out. And you are correct, Josh. See No Evil does star Kane, Kane from the WWF or WWE. Return of the Living Dead. I know Blake and Ronnie, if they're still here, probably not. But they're big fans of that. And that stars what's his face from Friday 6th? Tom. I'm gonna say McLaughlin. Tom Matthews. Yeah. We got Carrie. Let's see what else we got here. See the Thing from Another World. See, I've never seen this either. Obviously, that is what Carpenter remade for The Thing. They were watching it in the OG Halloween, or Lindsay Wallace was, and that's from 1951. Blake's here still. But yeah, 1951. That's a movie that's got to be on my list to watch. The Thing from Another World, just because I'm a huge fan of The Thing. In my easily top 5 favorite horror movies. But yeah, I have never seen it. Haven't gotten around to it. Apollo 18. I want to see what this is about because space movies can be really creepy. Says decades old found footage involving 3 astronauts and an abandoned secret NASA mission reveals why the U.S. has never returned to the moon. Okay, I'm intrigued. I'll give this one a thumbs up based on the fact that I'm intrigued by it. Maybe just because space scares me. Teeth. That's interesting. Never seen that. Never heard of that. There's a girl in the bathtub. She probably doesn't want teeth down there with her. So yeah. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Real Dead has seen Apollo 18. Says it's lame. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you never can tell. I hate that when you think a movie could be good, you give it a shot, and it ends up being terrible. Joanna Man. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I think I only saw it once. Allie likes See No Evil with Kane. I've never seen it. I've seen clips of it, and it looked pretty creepy. Joseph, yep, I love The Thing too, man. Entertainment Wizard likes Apollo 18, so we got a couple people disagreeing. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot just because, like I said, space scares me. So yeah. And Joseph says Tubi has good horror movies. Yeah, and they're free, man. They are fucking free. Nothing is free these days, right? Tubi is. So, it's free, if you pay for the internet and all that shit. All right, let's continue here. Nothing interesting. Vacancy 2, there's a sequel. I assume it's terrible. Scariest Monsters in America. I actually watched this. It was pretty run of the mill. It's just documentary. Shark Night, never seen this. Gonna find a little more information here. Weekend at a lake house in the Louisiana Gulf turns into a nightmare for 7 college kids once they dip into shark-infested waters. Sounds like all the other shark movies, which means I like it. And Mandy, which I still haven't seen. Never seen Mandy. Device, an invasion movie. And we got a Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. Fun fact, I think I've said this on the channel before, but I've gotten a lot of new viewers, a lot of new subscribers. I actually grew up within 2 miles of where Jeffrey Dahmer did his shit. I'm from Milwaukee. His grandma went to my church, and church my family still goes to. When I go home to visit them, I still go to this church, and there is a picture in one of the areas of the church, and it's dedicated to, I can't remember her name, but Grandma Dahmer. She was a prominent member of the church, And poor lady, obviously, when all the shit came out, never showed her face again. But yeah, I grew up right where Dahmer was doing his shit. So yeah, I've been on Jeffrey Dahmer tours and all kinds of shit like that, because everyone needs to profit off of everything. But yeah, Dahmer obviously became a big deal back in the day and became another, kind of wove its way back into pop culture. Was that a year ago when the Netflix series came out? So yeah, it's just a fun fact. Blake says, uh, is there a statue of Dahmer next to a statue of Jesus? Dahmer's eating Jesus. Jesus doesn't have a hand. The statue of Jesus doesn't have a hand because Dahmer's eating it. I remember as a kid in elementary school, because that was right when this shit was going down. As a kid in elementary school, um, all these jokes are going around, and all the joke. What kind of shampoo does Jeffrey Dahmer use? Head and Shoulders. Just all these stupid jokes kids would say. But I just always remember that. The Colony. That's an interesting one. It's Lawrence Fishburne there. Never seen that. Jim Bob, what's up, man? Says, don't drink the communion wine. Yeah, no shit, dude. Man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's pretty damn crazy. Let's see. Adam Howard says nothing really happened in Apollo 18. Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot, and maybe I'll curse myself. Maybe I won't get through the first 30 minutes, but I'm going to give it a shot. Let's see what else we got here. Stan Helsing. This looks like a spoof of the Van Helsing movies. Maybe it's like a scary movie version of Van Helsing. Let's see what else we got. Daybreakers. That's a good cast. Ethan Hawke, William Dafoe, Isabel Lucas, and Sam Neill. That's a hell of a cast. Never heard of it, though. Daybreakers. Wonder what that's about. Let's see what Daybreakers is about. A plague has turned most of the world's population into vampires. Okay, a vampire movie. A man cured of vampirism believes he has the secret to saving humanity. Interesting. That's got to be Sam Neill, right? Or maybe Sam Neill plays some asshole. You never know with him. Sam Neill's great. The Girl Next Door. I'm guessing this is not Girl Next Door with the kind of teen comedy from around the same time. Scott does not approve of Girl Next Door. Says it's very brutal to watch. See, Scott, I love that Scott's seen all this stuff. Elevator. Let's see what this is about. Elevator? What kind of horror movie is this? 9 people become trapped. Sold me. That's scary. Inside the crowded elevator of a vacant Wall Street skyscraper with a ticking time bomb and no hope of rescue. Why are they going up an elevator in a vacant building? Weird. And why do you need the ticking time bomb? Also weird. Wouldn't being trapped enough? You got to have a clock. Interesting. Scott just watched it. Says it wasn't bad. Okay. Scott, spoil it for us. Why are they in a vacant Wall Street building? Why would they be going up an elevator in a vacant building? I'm curious. All right, what's you got here? Pumpkinhead, Ashes to Ashes, Pandemorium, Odd Thomas, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. This one we were just talking about last night. I still haven't seen it, but I've been told Bud was urging me to see it. I agree, Bud. Elevator sounds like a opening of Speed. Opening of Speed. Speed is awesome. I fucking love Speed, and I love the opening. Everyone talks about the the bus stuff for good reason, but the opening of Speed, man, it is great. Shoot the hostage. That's so good, and I love Jeff Daniels and Keanu Reeves' chemistry in that movie. Jeff Daniels gives him some advice. I can't remember what it is. It's paraphrasing, but he's like, luck runs out. Guts will only get you so far, then they'll get you killed. Like, that's so fucking good. So good. I came out maybe a year before Dumb and Dumber, which is crazy. All right, let's see let's find some crazy ones here. We got Eden Lake, which I was just recommended to. I think Shane Emerson has been recommending that one to me for weeks here. The Babadook. Are you guys a fan of the Babadook? I know the kid's annoying as hell. like really fucking annoying, like annoying on steroids. But Bud says 94, so same year as Dumb and Dumber. Um, but For me, the Babadook, as much as the kid's annoying, it's really, really good. It's really well done. And I think it's like it's a great, you know, trying to think of the words here. It's a great, like play on, or a great metaphor, I guess, for not dealing with your grief, you know, for burying your grief. And then it comes back as a monster. So I think the Babadook's great, but I agree the kid is fucking annoying. We got Hellraiser, of course. All right, let's get to some ridiculous ones. And right on cue, Hotel Inferno. Look at this clown. Look at this fucking clown. Look at that. Okay, this is I don't speak Spanish, guys. Sorry. It says un investigator. I'm gonna offend someone. I better stop. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I apologize. But yeah, that looks intriguing. That looks intriguing as hell. The Housemaid looks intriguing for other reasons. Let's see what this is about. In this suspenseful, Blake, right up your alley, in this suspenseful, erotic thriller, a scandalous affair between a beautiful young maid and her wealthy employer has shocking consequences. Yeah, maybe I'll watch this tonight. I'm kidding, but it does sound intriguing. But that I guarantee after after Blake's done watching Cars 3, he's gonna be up late watching The Housemaid. More La Llorona bullshit. I thought this movie right here, this I can't even pronounce it, Vacaciones de Terror. I thought that was Jimmy from Halloween 2. I thought that was Lance Guest for a second. All right, let's see the chat here. Then we're going to talk about this Snow Beast movie, which looks pretty intriguing. Scott, Tara prefers the Babadook. Yes, it's talked about in the Scream. I think it was Scream 6. Real Dead says love elevated horror. Yeah, I would consider the Babadook elevated horror. The Housemaid looks promising. Yep, Allie, you need to break down and watch it. And Jim Bob says, I saw a movie like that on Brazzers. What's Brazzers? Never heard of it. Oh, man. All right, Snow Beast. Let's see what this is about. 1977. Let's see what this is about. This looks terrible, but it could be terrible in a good way. A Colorado ski resort is besieged by a subhuman Bigfoot beast that commits brutal murders on the slopes. Dear Lord, this movie sounds awesome. I'm going to read that again. A Colorado ski resort is besieged by a subhuman Bigfoot beast that commits brutal murders on the slopes. I'm sold. I'm sold. Like, I guarantee it's not good. 77. I guarantee the effects are terrible. But I guarantee it's got a certain charm to it. Maybe not Housemaid charm, but yeah, I would watch the Snow Beast. All right, anything else interesting here? The Changeling, another movie that has been on my list forever, and I have not seen it. Has anyone here in the chat, have any of you guys seen The Changeling? I know that's kind of got like a cult following, and it's a lot of people talk about it. Here we go. Death smiles on a murderer. Let's see what this one's about. Oh, this is 73. Greta, a mysterious woman with amnesia. Amnesia. Everyone gets amnesia in movies and TV shows and soap operas. Has anyone ever really had amnesia? I assume so, but it's like quicksand. You always thought it was going to be an issue, right? Okay, I digress. A mysterious woman with amnesia is taken in by the wealthy Mr. and Mrs. von Ravensbrück. The three soon enter into a love triangle that turns deadly as Greta's gruesome past is revealed. Okay, run of the mill. Aged, is that like a play on M. Night Shyamalan's Old, I'm guessing? Let's see what else we got. Final Girl, never seen that. If you get, I've heard of it. Scott, you're right. It says you don't want to have amnesia on a soap opera that will last 2 years, like on Days of Our Lives. Exactly, dude. I used to watch Days of Our Lives. My mom would watch it, and I'd stay home from school and watch it. Back, if anyone ever watched Days of Our Lives, you had Stefano, but I would watch it back in the days, like where Marlena was possessed by the devil and Vivian had Hope buried alive. Days of Our Lives was good, man. I'm telling you, it's fucking good. But this is not going to turn into me talking about soaps. Don't worry. That's a good comment here. Real Dad says, I wish I had amnesia when it comes to my ex-wife. Oh, man. Bud says, George C. Scott is in The Changeling. Dude, I love George C. Scott, whether it's from The Exorcist 3, whether he plays Scrooge in my favorite version of A Christmas Story. Not Christmas Story. The hell is it? A Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens. Yeah, I love George C. Scott. Okay, that's going to move up to maybe towards the top of my list then. Scott says Marlena was a Salem killer too on Days. That's right. Dude, Scott, we should talk Days of Our Lives, man. All right, let's continue. I remember when this came out, Dracula Dead and Loving It, spoof movie with Leslie Nielsen. I remember that. Grave Encounters, looks like Ghost Adventures, Bed Rest, She Beast, Stigma. Nothing here is intriguing to me. Let's see here. Another Hell House. She Came from the Woods, a Tubi original. Can't talk tonight. Sorry, guys. Let's see what this is. A group of counselors unleashes a decades-old evil, long-buried secrets, and bloody mayhem on the last night of summer camp in 1987. I was on the fence, and then it said it's in 1987, and part of me is intrigued by that because we all love going back to the 80s, right? The other part of me is, okay, this is a Tubi original. What kind of production value is it going to have? Is it actually going to feel like 1987? But then I see it starring William Sadler. You guys know who William Sadler is? He played Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He was in Shawshank, and he was the villain in Die Hard 2, Colonel Stewart. I love William Sadler. So okay, that's intriguing. Bye, Joseph. Good to have you on, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Allie, Days was my favorite soap. Yeah, mine too. I mean, I don't watch soaps, but yeah. Days of Our Lives was good back in the day when I was a kid. All right, we're gonna go through a few more of these guys. Let's see here. Anything interesting? Cabin Girl. Yeah. The Nun from 2017. Obviously, the sequel just came out this past weekend, I believe. Bud says the best ass in show business. Who's that? Who is I talking about? I can't remember who I was talking about. Okay, let's continue. Tales of Halloween. This is another anthology series, and it's not as good as Trick or Treat because really, not what is, right? It's not as good as William Sadler says. Okay, yes. But it's not as good as Trick or Treat, but it's still intriguing and it's still good. And look at this poster. Look at the poster for Tales of Halloween here. It's got a tree. You got a graveyard in the background, and with the moon behind the tree, it's shaped like a skull. That is a good fucking poster. That is really good. And it's a decent movie. Let's see. This next one looks like the most unintriguing role I've seen yet. Nothing bad enough, although, well, maybe I stand to be corrected here. Let's see what this plank face is because it looks weird, possibly filthy. A horrifying struggle takes place after a man is captured by a feral family deep in the woods who want to make him like their own, like it or not. Look at this poster. Jesus. Fuck. What the fuck is this? That is ridiculous. Man. Hey, pop in the popcorn. Katie's here. Hey, Katie, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Let's see here. Masters of Horror. We're just talking ridiculous Tubi horror movies, going through some of the list. Okay, here we go. This is not a ridiculous one. This is a great one. Stir of Echoes, Kevin Bacon. Great fucking movie. Really, really good movie. A lot of tension, a lot of atmosphere. Really, really good. Kevin Bacon basically gets hypnotized, and then he starts seeing a dead girl in his house, and he's trying to figure out what's wrong with her. He's digging up his backyard, all kinds of shit. It's really creepy. It's really good. It's one of Kevin Bacon's one of his better performances. Maybe not like Tremors good, but it's really good. And we're finally at the end of the list with Vampires the Turning and La Noche de los Muertos Vivientes. I don't know what that means. Jesus. Yeah, so look at this. All these movies are free here. And Tubi's not paying me for this because they probably can't afford it because, like I said, it's a free service. But all these movies are free. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Katie says, Nick, I need to get you on my channel sometime. Yeah, let me know. I'd love to come on. I'd absolutely love to come on. So yeah, let's work it out. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. Bud says, now do Freevee. What the hell is that? Freevee? Is that like a Tubi? He's probably setting me up. It's probably some porn streaming shit. But yeah, any movies on here that you guys really recommend that isn't, it's not the obvious. It's not Halloween. It's not it. It's not, Terrifier here. Are there any movies you guys saw that you really either recommend or you want to see? Scott says he prefers Tubi instead of Netflix for horror movies. Me too. And Tubi's constantly changing shit out. Let's see. I think they have a like what's new and shit here. Collections. Let's see what else we got here. New releases. So they're constantly adding stuff. They got all kinds of TV shows. Like, look at this. This is all their new releases. All this shit is new. Netflix, yes, they come out with new shit, every month, I guess, right? But it's not a lot. Let's see. I want to see they got Leaving Soon. Recently added. Let's look at the recently added stuff and just show that, they added Get Out, Skyscraper with The Rock, The Color Purple. That's a great movie. They got some Tubi originals here. Let's see what else. The Expendables, all three of them, I should say. Back to the Future, all the Back to the Futures. Sex and the City movie. Like, look at this. Look at this. These are just their newly added. This is just the newly added section. You got Annie, if you like that. The Ace Ventura movies. Like, look at this. Tubi is great. Magic Mike for Allie, Both Magic Mikes for you, Allie. It's fast. Like Nutty Professor. I love the Nutty Professor. That's good shit. So a lot of comedies, not just horror. All kinds of shit. So yeah, Tubi's a great resource for free movies. And like I said, they're constantly changing stuff, constantly evolving. So I just thought it'd be fun tonight just kind of go through that. Like I said, there's a lot of ridiculous shit on there, but there's a lot of good stuff too. And I was Bud and I were on his channel last night doing our Ticket to the Grave episode. Go check that out, by the way. And we're doing our top 10 standalone horror movies. And I was telling Bud after the show, I had a lot of fucking fun doing that because I'm just so used to talking Halloween. Halloween Ends last year came out, right? So it's just all Halloween. And I love it. But it was so nice talking about other shit because there's so much more stuff out there. Some of it may be garbage, some of it may be trash, but there's hidden gems in there. So I'd encourage you guys to check out the show we did on Bud's channel last night, the Shape of Horror podcast, where we talked all different kinds of movies. I was banging the table about Session 9 and Frailty. Bud had a lot of great ones on his list too, and the chat came up with a lot of good ones. I know Scott always blows my mind with some of the movies he suggests. Allie says she owns it. Not surprised, Allie. I am not surprised. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. I got an early meeting. I know I always say that, but I always got fucking early meetings. Thank you guys for indulging me tonight as we went through that. You know, I'm trying to, like I said, I'm always trying to do more live streams when I can. Sometimes schedules don't work out. And I got a lot of fun shit for October planned. I'm not going to announce it quite yet because I'm still waiting on a couple of things. And I got to check my schedule and all that bullshit, but I'm gonna make time. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys being active in the chat, and see you guys next time.